Welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be going over the best 3-day split, in my opinion, to build muscle and lose fat. Why a 3-day split? Because 90% of us just don't need any more, okay? This is enough to get a great physique, build a lot of muscle, lose a lot of fat. And I'm going to kind of take you through session A, B, and C and explain why it's there and the reason behind it. We'll also talk about rep ranges and all of that stuff. What I'm not gonna, well, I am gonna talk about it, I guess, but remember, losing body fat, caloric deficit, building muscle, a good amount of protein, 1 gram per pound. We'll get into that another time. This is just gonna be about a good training split. Let's say you're a beginner, male or female, and we're gonna go over into this. So, we're looking at leaving a day in between workouts. Break down muscle fibers, repair and get better. Break down muscle fibers, repair. Training back to back to back isn't gonna work for this. We have session A, B, and C. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or a Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday tend to work best. I've had success with this kind of style of training with up to 300 clients now over the last few years. So I know it works. I have the results to prove it, okay? So session A, as you can see, we've got an A1, A2, meaning these guys get paired together, B1, B2, C1, C2, D1, D2, okay? So we're pairing movements together. Doesn't have to be a superset. If you are a beginner, do not do an incline bench press, sprint over to a hip hinge, okay? You do your incline bench press, you do your set, you take a break, you walk over to the incline hip, you do that. You take a break, you come back. That's set 1, 3 rounds, okay? We're looking at an incline press for A1 and a hip hinge. An incline press for guys mostly here, but girls as well. Incline dumbbell press, a low incline shoulder press, incline barbell bench press, incline hammer strength. There's millions. It's an incline press. We're up here. And we're gonna follow it up with a hip hinge. Trap bar deadlift, probably not a conventional deadlift if you're a beginner. Trap bar deadlift, RDL, a hip extension or a 45-degree hip. Okay, these two pair nicely together. They do not interfere, but by pairing these movements back to back, we're gonna keep the heart rate elevated. We're gonna work our entire body 3 times a week, and it is our best bet when it comes to building muscle as a starter. Upper body push, lower body pull. They don't interfere. One set, rest, repeat, boom, boom, boom. We'll talk about reps, sets, weight, and all that towards the end. Next movement, we're gonna go into a pull down, a vertical pull down, and then into a squat variation. Upper body pull, into a lower body push. Pull down, ideally something in here, neutral grip. Girls, that might be a V-bar. Guys, that might be any neutral grip, hopefully like a mag grip or something like that. Holding bars like this and doing these quarter reps aren't the one. Sit somewhere in here, think elbow into the hip, another story for another time. Into a squat variation, upper body pull, lower body push. Squat variation, doesn't have to be a back squat, hack squat, leg press, pendulum squat. They're all there for you. In an ideal world, something back supported, as we're training the back here, hack squat, pendulum, leg press, something like that, okay? These guys pair together nicely. Doesn't matter about your forearms blowing out in a pull down because you're going into a leg press, for example. C1 and C2, we're gonna go a horizontal row, any sort of row. Again, similar with the vertical pull, stay somewhere here for a row. We don't need to be rowing here. We don't need to be rowing here. Okay, horizontal row with an overhead press. Dumbbell press, barbell press, whichever one doesn't hurt your shoulders. Okay, and then D1 and D2, almost like extras if you have the time. This is either gonna be, think 15 minutes, 15 minutes, 15 minutes, call it at 45 minutes. This is either gonna be cardio, maybe some HIIT cardio, or if you're a guy, some shoulders and arms, lateral raises, curls, and a tricep movement. Or if you're female, maybe some glutes, maybe some hamstring curls, maybe some lunges, maybe some hip thrusts, something like that. Monday, take a break, come back fresh. Wednesday, A1, A2, we have a flat press and a hip hinge, upper body push, lower body pull, flat press, doesn't have to be a bench press, anything of your choice. Hip hinge, ideally the one you didn't do on Monday, okay? So this could have been a trap bar deadlift, this might have been an incline hip extension, whatever, okay? Horizontal row, then we have a row and a squat movement. So here, obviously we started with the vertical pull here, we're gonna start at the horizontal row here. Again, any sort of row. You can use the same one. You can do a neutral grip cable row multiple times a week. It's okay. You don't have to change everything to shock things up. We literally just need to get good at 6 to 8 movements over time, and that's gonna build 80% of the muscle you'll ever have. horizontal row into a squat variation. If this was a leg press, this might be a squat. This might be a pendulum or a hack squat, okay? Doesn't matter, it's a quad movement. Try and avoid a leg extension. Think about what we're trying to do. We're trying to actually really train here, okay? Don't hate on me for that one. Followed up with an overhead press for a guy and then a vertical pull. So maybe a shoulder press and then a pull down. Again, they don't really interfere. If you're female, you might be lunging here, okay? And then D1 and D2, again, your extras, we can kind of revert back to shoulders and arms for guys, or glutes for women, glutes and hamstrings, or maybe cardio again. Coming into session C, this is Friday. Bearing in mind, we have a day's rest in between these guys. We have 2 days rest after this session, but we're also fatigued from the week, okay? Overhead press into a hamstring curl, anything overhead into a hamstring curl. That's obviously, if you did a hamstring curl one of these days, basically it's the easier one of the three. Okay, boom. We have a vertical pull down. Again, we have a squat variation, multiple different variations we can use here. We're then going to come into a flat rest, upper body push, upper body pull. These guys don't interfere. Still do this if you're female. And then D1 and D2, a nice hard finisher at the end of the week. Some sort of conditioning, a prowler push, a sled push, yeah, followed by a sled pull on the way back. Quad into quad, who cares? Nuke yourself. It's the end of the session, you've got 2 days off. Or if you don't want to do that, we can revert back to shoulders and arms for guys or glutes for women, but everyone should do some sort of conditioning a week. Now, in terms of rep ranges, sets and all that stuff, sets between 10 and 20 sets per muscle group for the week, okay? If you look here, like 3 sets of chest here, 3 sets, like you could call that a little bit of chest as well. You know, we're looking at about 10 to 20 sets. Rep range between 6 and 20. It does not matter if you do sets of 6, sets of 12, sets of 15, sets of 20. What matters is that you progress that rep range over time. It all does the same thing. It all breaks down muscle fibers. Get really, really good in the 6 rep range, get really, really good in the 12 rep range, get really, really good in the 15 rep range. You're gonna build muscle in all of these rep ranges, okay? Maybe more chance to get hurt going super heavy in that like 5 to 8 rep range, but you're not going that heavy if you're doing this. Rep range is done, sets done. Weight, obviously challenge yourself. In terms of weight to lift, we just want to push ourselves, guys. Make sure if you're doing 3 sets of 12, it should be really hard. You should be failing at 12. You shouldn't do on your incline bench 12 reps and think, oh, that was easy. 12 reps, that was easy. Go to the hip hinge, oh, another 12, great. You should be thinking, oh my word, that was really hard. I don't even know if I can do that weight again. I might have to drop that load 10% to try and hit that 12 rep range because I'm pushing it here. Training, not exercising, there's a difference. Take yourself to muscular failure to build muscle. By doing so, you'll burn more calories. It's gonna help you lose more body fat. Obviously, everybody's different, but for me, this has worked really well with clients over time. Easy to recover from. Everything gets hit between 2 and 3 times a week. You've got some conditioning in there. You've got arms, you've got glutes for girls, and it's just a nice program for a beginner moving forward. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy these style of videos, then please let me know and I'll keep doing more of them.